guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're talking about my current cardio routine, and then I've got a full booty workout that I did with my coach actually this morning. I wasn't planning on uploading this video until Friday, but I really like the footage in this video and I thought I would show it to you. And I know I did kind of like a food related video yesterday, so I thought it would be fun to do a gym routine for you today. So this is a full booty workout that I did with my coach this morning, and it was so freaking hard. You're gonna hear his voiceover and his instructions. I literally walked out and I was like, I'm gonna throw up. I was gonna throw up through like the whole thing, but then at the end I was still gonna puke. Like in my car driving home, I was like, puke everywhere. Like, this is so bad, but it's so good. And it was like an insta sore workout. Getting back into it always is that for me. Like, it makes me sore really quickly. Workouts, like tough workouts. And so I love lifting with my coach. There's no one like someone else to kind of push you. It's really fun to work out with buddies. And yeah, he's awesome. So I'm going to link his Instagram below so that you guys can go follow him if you want. His name is Andrew Brightman, and he's dabomb.com. So I'm going to talk about my current cardio routine super quick, and then we're going to get straight into the workout so I don't do a lot of rambly things for you guys. So you don't want to do cardio on leg days because those are the days that you're going to want your legs to recover. It's your biggest muscle group, and so you don't want to do cardio on days when you are lifting legs. I've never done cardio on leg days. You can do it on non-leg lifting days, which is when I schedule all my clients' cardio, and that's when I do my cardio. So right now, I'm doing 20 minutes of interval style cardio. So like Stairmaster is probably my favorite because it really hits like my glutes, and I think that my legs look really different when I start doing the Stairmaster consistently. So I do 2 minutes on like a lower pace, and then 2 minutes on a high pace so that I get my heart rate above fat burn and then bring it back down when I'm recovering. So 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off, 2 minutes on for 20 minutes. So that's like 10 intervals total. I do that on every day except for leg days. And this is just my most current cardio routine. So this isn't something I've been doing for a long time. I'm actually just starting this week. I kind of revved up my plan with my coach, and we decided that this would be best for me. So I am doing 2 minute intervals, low intensity, high intensity alternating. So that's about 3 to 4 times a week. I usually lift legs at least 2 times a week, sometimes 3. So some weeks it might be 3 days, and sometimes it might be 4 days of cardio. So yeah, I actually did the Stairmaster on Saturday, 30 minutes. It was 30 minutes of intervals, and it was like great, but also death. I was like, oh my gosh, I have not done this in so long. You can also do bike intervals. You can do treadmill intervals if you want to mix it up. You can even do elliptical intervals. You just want to raise the resistance on it. That's normally how I do it to really get your heart rate up on the elliptical, but I don't do the elliptical ever anymore. I really stick to the Stairmaster. I also really love my bike, and I have one here in my apartment that I can use. So I like that, and I like treadmill intervals. Treadmill intervals are like one of my favorite things. I love doing that. I get so sweaty and feel so accomplished afterwards. But pretty much the same is true with any intervals. You're going to get really sweaty and feel really accomplished, which is awesome. So that is my current cardio routine. A lot of you guys ask me about fasted cardio. I don't have clients do fasted cardio. The only people that do fasted cardio with me are my bikini competitors. And that's because you really want to monitor it closely, and you want to be careful of doing fasted cardio, because if you are over a certain body fat percentage, it's not going to make a huge difference in your weight. It's actually more likely to burn off muscle mass than it is if you are at a lower body fat percentage. So it's usually more efficient and effective with bikini competitors. It's not quite as effective. I don't have my clients do fasted cardio because you want to make sure that you're not doing too much, because it can burn off muscle that you're putting on. So I like regular standard cardio for most people. The only reason that you do fasted cardio is really when you're getting close to show and you're trying to take off a little bit more to look a little bit more shredded, and you have a low body fat percentage. So it's going to affect you a lot when you're closer to show. But I mean, I don't even have my bikini girls do it unless they need it until the last month before show, and maybe just the last couple weeks. So I don't recommend like fasted cardio for everybody, and I myself do not do much fasted cardio at all. The only time I do it is like peak week or the week before peak week, or if I'm having a photo shoot or something like that, I'll work in some fasted cardio. But it's not necessary. Just do regular cardio. That is what I recommend, and that is my routine. You don't need to do cardio more than really 3 or 4 days a week, and you don't need to do cardio for hours, you guys. 20 minutes, especially if interval training, is going to be a really effective way to complete your cardio. Doing an hour at a steady state is not as effective, even remotely close to as effective as interval training for cardio is going to be. It's going to get your heart rate up and fat burning level, and then rest, and burn off more fat and more calories when you're doing interval training than just steady state cardio. Even though it's nice to just watch the TV while you're walking on the treadmill or on the elliptical, just get in 20 minutes of interval training 3 or 4 times a week and ramp it up. You shouldn't be able to talk. You shouldn't be able to flip the channel on the TV. You should just be sweating and focused on getting your intervals done, and then you're out of there and you don't have to spend an hour on one machine, because we do not want you to do that. There is no point to doing that. So if you lift and if you do interval training and circuit training, getting your heart rate up combined with weight training, you're going to see really good results. And that is what I do with all of my clients. That was a little more long-winded than I anticipated, but let's get into today's booty workout with my coach. It was super fun, and he's going to do all the commentary, so take it away, Andrew.
Baby, we were born with fire and gold in our eyes, with fire and gold in our eyes.
The walking tempo lunge. Tempo lunge meaning out of the negative, she's controlling the weight, whereas most people have that bouncing tendency. To speed it up by doing it a little bit slower, doing a 2 to 3 second out of the negative. Keeps you a little bit more honest with the weight. You can see she's only doing 30 pounds, but that probably feels like 60. So she's controlling the weight. There's no free fall, no bounce. Control. Resistance band, stiff leg deadlift. So the starting position, there's already tension on the resistance band. As she comes down into the negative, she's going to let the band pull her hips back so that the trajectory of the bar is straight down. It kind of forces form. At the peak of the repetition, she's going to shift all of her weight to the front half of her feet, which makes the hamstrings fire. So this is a slow, slow, slow movement, 8 to 10. You can go a little bit heavy with this one because you're going slow. And I usually add it in conjunction with a lighter movement like the walking dumbbell lunge. Exaggerated sumo with the chain. The key is to prevent the weight from rocking like a pendulum. So by doing it super slow, again, like every other movement we've done today, it keeps her honest with the pace and the weight, so she can't get too cocky. She probably could do a lot more, but by doing it slow out of the negative like that, it feels like a metric ton.
Yeah, it does.
So she's going straight up and down. At the peak, throwing her hips forward, rolling, squeezing. Hex bar, banded deadlift. These are partials that she's doing. No lockout point. Lockout points are a relief of tension. So she's going super light. All the weight is on her heels. Pulsing, pulsing, pulsing. Bottom of the repetition, slight pulse outward. That band is trying to draw her knees in. That's Andrew. Jesus. 3. So resisted outside lunge. The key elements here are going deep into a stretch into that side lunge. She's standing almost kind of sumo stance. Anchoring a band on a fixed object. So I'm going to show you. The faster you come out of the negative, the more apt your larger muscle groups are to take over. So the faster she comes out, the larger muscle groups going to want to help, so the hamstring will take over this movement. Now if she goes slow, she's going to go deep into the stretch. Now real slow out of the negative, that glute can take over the movement. It's not stressful enough where the hamstring needs to help. So she's choosing which muscle takes over this movement. If she goes quick, that hamstring will dominate. So this can be a glute or a hamstring or both.
Last one. Okay.
Standard machine, feet a little bit forward from the bottom. So she's doing a normal and standard squat, but at the bottom of the repetition, she's doing 2 control pulses. So she's controlling, forcing at the bottom, the glute to fire, when the glute normally has a tendency to kind of lay dormant and the quad takes over. So she's making sure that the glute and the quad is involved in this. Super lightweight with this, you won't need a lot at all. controlled squat. Once it gets difficult with the controlled pulses at the bottom, she's just gonna flat those fuckers out. Pulse, pulse. There it is, good.
Oh my God.
5. Pulse, pulse, good.